Ladies, please hear me out. If you're over 60, especially past 70, there's a quiet but serious threat creeping into our lives. And no, it's not arthritis or heart trouble, it's losing your balance. Doctors now say nearly every older woman faces balance problems, and most of them are linked to daily habits we can actually change. So let me walk you through 6 common missteps you might be making. Don't panic, you can absolutely fix them. Stick with me to the end, because mistake number 6, that one surprised even me, and it landed me flat on my kitchen floor. Trust me, you'll want to hear it. Before we dive in, hit like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments. Have you ever had a scary moment where you nearly fell? You're definitely not the only one. Let's get started. 1. Wearing the wrong shoes. This one can't be overstated. What you wear on your feet matters far more than most people think. You might believe your favorite shoes are still fine because they've been with you for years. But here's the truth. Our feet change as we age. The arch begins to fall, the padding thins, and what used to feel perfect can quietly become a tripping hazard. I've been there. I used to wear those little slip-on flats all the time. They felt cute, easy and light, but they offered zero support. I started noticing how unstable I felt walking on uneven sidewalks or even across a rug at home. One day, I nearly dove into a rose bush. That moment changed everything. Here's what I discovered. The best shoes for us now have firm soles, non-slip bottoms, and ankle support. And no, that doesn't mean you have to settle for something that looks like it came from the hospital gift shop. These days, you can find stylish options that are also supportive. I found a pair with memory foam and a firm heel design, and honestly, it changed how I walk. I feel steady, sure-footed, and confident. Again, I know it's tempting to live in soft slippers at home, but unless they have grip and structure, they might be quietly increasing your fall risk. At our age, a fall isn't just a bruise, it could change your entire life. A fractured hip can rob you of your independence faster than almost anything else. So think of your shoes as the base of your body support system. When they're solid, everything above them stays safe. And with the right pair, you'll walk taller, feel stronger, and carry yourself with more confidence. 2. Skipping strength exercises. I used to believe strength training was just for the young, or at least for folks in spandex lifting weights at the gym. I thought I'd move around the house, do some gardening. I'm active enough. But here's what I didn't know. Once we pass 50, we begin to lose muscle every single year. It doesn't happen all at once. It's a slow fade, but suddenly you notice you need both hands to push yourself out of a chair, or you hesitate before stepping up a curb. That's the hidden toll of muscle loss. That's not just part of getting older, it's actually muscle loss. And here's the good news, you can reverse it. Once I started incorporating even a little bit of strength training, the difference was like flipping a switch. I never joined a gym. I didn't invest in heavy equipment either. I simply began using light hand weights while watching TV, and added in simple body weight moves like wall push-ups and squats. Even resistance bands can make a huge impact. The goal isn't to bulk up, it's to keep your legs strong enough to hold you steady, your arms ready to catch you if you slip, and your core engaged enough to stabilize you when you move. Here's the truth. Many older women don't fall because they're clumsy. They fall because their muscles aren't strong enough to catch them when they trip. You know that moment when you stumble and try to regain your footing. If your hips and legs aren't up to the task, down you go. It's that simple and that serious. But the fix doesn't require hours in workout gear. Just 10 to 15 minutes 3 times a week can rebuild lost strength and restore your confidence. I used to dread uneven sidewalks. Now I walk my dog around the neighborhood with my shoulders back and my chin up. Strength isn't just about muscles, it changes your mindset. It makes you feel sure of yourself, and that feeling, it changes everything. 3. Overlooking vision changes. This one really caught me off guard. Most of us don't immediately connect balance with eyesight, but they're deeply linked. As we get older, our eyes undergo subtle change, and it's more than just needing readers for the morning paper. Your depth perception fades, your peripheral vision narrows, you start struggling to see contrast in low light. And here's the sneaky part, and it happens so slowly, you don't realize it until something goes wrong. I remember getting up one night to use the bathroom. I didn't want to wake my husband, so I left the lights off and tiptoed through the dark. But my eyes couldn't adjust fast enough, and I missed the edge of the rug. Down. I went straight onto my knee and I was icing it for days. The next morning, I scheduled an eye exam. Sure enough, my prescription had changed, and I hadn't updated my glasses in nearly 4 years. I got new lenses with anti-glare for night vision, and a soft tint to help with indoor contrast. The difference immediate. Suddenly I could spot steps, curbs, and even shadows with so much more clarity. If your glasses are scratched, outdated, or not fitted to your current needs, they could be putting you at risk. And if your home is poorly lit, your eyes are straining just to keep up, which can cause dizziness, confusion, and even vertigo. Vision plays a huge role in balance. It's how your brain figures out where your body is in space. So don't brush it off. Schedule that eye appointment, clean your lenses, add a few more light sources around the house. Your vision will improve and so will your stability. 4. Overlooking medication side effects. Now this one hit closer to home than I'd like to admit. I had just started a new prescription to help manage my blood pressure, something my doctor suggested to ease the dizziness I'd been feeling. Ironically, not long after I began taking it, the dizzy spells actually got worse. I'd rise from the couch and feel like the room shifted, almost like I'd had one too many sips of wine. At first, I brushed it off. Maybe I was just overtired or hadn't had enough water that day. But deep down, I knew it didn't feel right. One night, I stood up too quickly and stumbled straight into the coffee table. Thankfully, I didn't fall, but it shook me. That's when I finally turned the box over and read the fine print: may cause dizziness or balance issues. We trust our doctors, and we should, but that doesn't mean we can ignore the signals our body gives us. As we age, medications affect us differently. What worked fine at 50 might be too intense, and when you're juggling multiple prescriptions, the interactions can quietly chip away at your balance and stability. I went back to my doctor, explained what was happening, and he adjusted the dose. Almost immediately the dizzy spells stopped. No more shaky mornings, no more near miss. So here's what I've learned. Always pay close attention to how your meds make you feel. If you notice lightheadedness, fatigue, or off-balance moments, write them down and bring them up at your next appointment. Make a full list of everything you take, even vitamins or over-the-counter stuff, and share it with your provider. You're your own best advocate. Don't let anyone make you feel like you're overreacting. These small pills can have a major effect on your safety, and sometimes just a slight change in dosage or switching to a different brand can be the difference between feeling off-kilter and walking steady again. 5. Grabbing furniture instead of using proper support. I used to feel proud that I could get around without a cane or walk. I'd rely on counters, chair backs, even door frames when I felt wobbly. I joked that I was wall walking. I told myself it was just a creative way to stay independent. But if I'm being honest, I was afraid of what it meant to use a cane. Like admitting weakness, like taking a step into another chapter I wasn't ready for. There's something emotional about it. That first time you reach for support feels like more than just a physical act. Then came the wake-up call. One afternoon I was carrying laundry from the kitchen to the living room. My hands were full, so I didn't have anything to steady myself. I tripped over absolutely nothing, just a slight loss of balance, and nearly crashed into the end table. That was the moment I realized something needed to change. Relying on furniture isn't a plan. It's not secure, not always nearby, and definitely not designed to catch you. So I got myself a cane, of beautiful one, lightweight with a padded handle and a floral print that actually made me smile. And guess what? The world didn't fall apart. I wasn't humiliated. In fact, I felt more stable and more at ease. I began walking with confidence, no longer reaching out or leaning for support. It didn't strip away my independence, it actually gave it back. Choosing to use a cane or walker isn't a weakness, it's a smart decision. It means you're prioritizing your safety, strength, and control. And trust me, people respect that a lot more than watching you wobble or struggle. So if you find yourself hanging on to furniture more often than you care to admit, maybe it's time to stop resisting and start leaning on something that's made to help you. 6. Neglecting balance exercises. I had no idea balance exercises even existed until I attended a wellness class at the local senior center. I assumed it would just be some stretching or light yoga, but the instructor, an older woman herself, introduced us to a few simple movements: standing on one foot, shifting your weight side to side, walking heel to toe in a straight line, And let me tell you, it was more challenging than I expected. That's when I realized I hadn't been doing anything to actively preserve my balance. It's one of those abilities you assume will always be there, like breathing, but that's not the case. If you don't work on it, it fades. After just a few weeks of these routines, 5 or 10 minutes at a time, I could feel real improvement. My ankles got stronger. My posture got better. I no longer felt like I had to brace myself every time I got out of a chair or stepped off a curb. I even caught myself dancing around the kitchen again, something I hadn't done in ages. And the wonderful thing is, balance can still be improved well into your 70s, 80s and beyond. Our bodies still know how to learn. You don't need expensive tools, just a bit of room, a few minutes a day, and a little consistency. So don't wait until you've had a fall to take your balance seriously. Make it a habit, just like brushing your teeth. If you're not sure how to begin, there are tons of free options available. YouTube videos, classes for seniors, and even your neighborhood community center can help. It's never too late to build your stability and the confidence that comes from it. It's truly invaluable. Balance is something we rarely talk about until it becomes a problem. But I want you to stay steady, confident and self-sufficient, because there's still so much joy ahead of. If this resonated with you, give the video a like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments which of these habits surprised you most. And if you'd like more helpful tips, inspiring stories and advice for aging with wisdom, sign up for my Savvy Senior newsletter. It goes right to your inbox, and it's full of support and insight just like this. Take care of yourself, sweetheart. Your future self will be so grateful you